Hello, Chillify, I'm ready. My boyfriend is extravagant, fickle, and a playboy. At 2 a.m., a girl suddenly sent me a WeChat friend request. I'm your boyfriend's girlfriend. My heart skipped a beat, but I still accepted the request. She sent me a picture of Nguyen sound asleep. I calmly replied, "Are you the third party or am I?" She sent a sticker that implied, "Go on, guess," and then answered, "Neither. You're number 4 and I'm number 5, right?" What did I just see? I immediately texted back, "What is this all about?" She asked if I was free tomorrow. "Let's meet up and find numbers 2 and 3. Then the 4 of us can form a chat group. Not only will we drain that scumbag Nguyen's money, but we'll also meet regularly to play mahjong until his family's wedding. Then we'll play a really big game." 2:00 a.m. I had just finished typing a draft and was about to shut down my computer when suddenly, a WeChat friend request popped up with the note, "I'm your boyfriend's girlfriend." My first reaction was to assume it was a prank. Besides me, who else could Nguyen have as a girlfriend? Even though he was handsome and wealthy, never lacking admirers, in the 2 years we'd been together, I had molded him into a man who knew how to keep himself in check. He was even planning to introduce me to his family to discuss marriage. There was no way he'd dare to cheat. Absolutely impossible. Just as I was about to delete the request, the other person sent another message. "You could also say I'm one of his girlfriends." Oh, really? Want to play this game? I wanted to see who was behind this. I decisively accepted the friend request. Before I could say anything, she immediately sent a picture of Nguyen sound asleep. Huh, what's going on? How could this be? Didn't he say he had to go back to his hometown for his third cousin's funeral today? This must be a fake photo. Before I could even react, she sent more than a dozen photos of them together, each one very intimate. Some were even clearly taken in bed. The girl in the photos looked adorable, with big round eyes and a chubby face, often wearing cute anime-style dresses, a complete contrast to me, a bookworm with glasses who spent all day cooped up indoors. The photos showed them at Disney, the aquarium, and traveling to Tamman Beach. Wait, why was she sending me all this? Before I could ask, she proactively messaged again, "Hey sis, don't you think it's a coincidence? Our boyfriend turns out to be the same person. What a fate, huh?" What kind of tone was that? Was she provoking me? I asked directly, "Are you the third party or am I the third party?" She sent a "Go on, guess" sticker and replied, "Neither. According to the information I have, you seem to be number 4 and I'm number 5. Situations that only happen in novels truly exist in real life. While I was still reeling, she asked again, "Are you free tomorrow? Let's meet up and find numbers 2 and 3, shall we?" Wait, let me calm down for a bit. Is this real? The boyfriend I've loved for 2 years, the man I was about to discuss marriage with, has an entire list of girlfriends. Am I not his official girlfriend, but just one of his temporary employees? "So, sis, are you in?" Seeing that I hadn't replied, she sent another message. Even if what she says is true, looking for the others feels a bit weird, right? But she was incredibly enthusiastic, sending several continuous messages to convince me. No, I think this is interesting. Not everyone gets to experience something like this. Most people only date one person, but we don't. We have an entire strong team. Sisters, we must unite. We can't let more people be deceived. We must eliminate this scumbag. It's everyone's responsibility. How should I describe this? When I found out Nguyen was cheating, I was both shocked and heartbroken. But seeing the way she spoke, for some reason, I felt a fire ignite within me. A righteous light exploded above my head, as if I had received a sacred mission to shoulder the happiness of humanity. I couldn't let my fellow sisters down. I had to stand up. Okay, I've decided. Yes, I'll meet you tomorrow." Over the next period, she briefly told me about her relationship with Nguyen and urged me to save all evidence of their dating. It would come in handy later. According to her, her name was Linh Tran, a female game streamer, and Nguyen was always her biggest paying fan. It wasn't strange that they were together. It was just that one day, she accidentally discovered that Nguyen didn't just have one phone, and he didn't just have one girlfriend. He ordered a series of identical bouquets, asked someone to buy him a pile of identical handbags, frequented the same resort hotel multiple times, and even ordered black stockings from the same online store. Initially, she didn't dare to believe it. After all, for over a year, Liam Nguyen had treated her very well and had even mentioned meeting her family to discuss marriage. It wasn't until one time they went to see a movie together, Neja Reborn. And when Neja's mother died, she pulled out a tissue from her bag and heard Liam Nguyen blurt out, "Why do all you girls cry at this exact spot?" In that instant, she suddenly remembered an online comment. "I tried my best to contribute to this movie reaching 100 million views. I took all the girls I was dating to see it once." At that very moment, something clicked for her, like a bolt of lightning. That night, she dragged Liam Nguyen out for drinks, using every trick she knew to get him drunk. Then, she used his fingerprint to unlock his phone and discovered that in his WeChat contacts, he had saved her name as number 5, brain-dead goldfish heart streamer Linh Tran, 1115. She froze for a few seconds, then decided to take a cold shower. After that, she spent over 2 hours gathering information about her sisters before finding me. And so, the two of us talked all night. All the information matched up perfectly. We couldn't take it anymore until dawn, then we finally collapsed into sleep. When I woke up, it was 11:30 a.m. No time for breakfast. I quickly tidied up and rushed out of the house. I felt a little excited, a little thrilled, like the anticipation of meeting an online lover for the first time. After all, talking all night yesterday, she and I really clicked. I felt a slight regret that we hadn't met sooner. She was right, the connections between people are truly miraculous. The moment she saw me, she rushed over and hugged me tightly. The first thing she said was, "Sis, you're exactly like the note in his contacts. What did he save me as?" Number 4, gentle intellectual author Haley Tran, 425. Gentle intellectual? Thank your whole family for that. Actually, I'm just an online novelist, barely an online writer. So what about the other sisters? How did he save their names? Let me see. Number 3 is probably innocent but scheming campus goddess Vivian too. And number 2 is cold and ruthless demoness. What was her name? Ah, right. Jane Jiang. Cold and ruthless demoness. I really want to meet her. Jane Jiang, that name sounds familiar. She's Liam Nguyen's childhood sweetheart. They grew up together, and they even have an engagement. Does she know about our existence? We'll know if we ask her. As she spoke, she pulled out a large piece of paper from her bag and spread it on the coffee shop table. 4 large characters clearly read, "The plan to eliminate the scumbag." I scanned it, seeing that the plan meticulously documented information about each of Liam Nguyen's girlfriends, including but not limited to where they lived, what they did for a living, how they met him, how long they'd been together, their personal interests, and so on. I stared, my jaw dropped, my eyes wide in disbelief. How could she have gathered all this complete information in such a short time? My sister is truly a prodigy born for great things. According to the plan, our next step is to find number 3. She circled Vivian two's name on the battle map with a pen. "Let's go, now we're going to her school." I nodded firmly, my enthusiasm burning once more. On the way, I asked her, "Will Liam Nguyen suspect anything about us meeting?" "No way, today is his mother's birthday. He has to be with her. If I'm not mistaken, Jane Jiang is probably there too." "Who's Jane Jiang again? Oh, the demoness number 2, right? Right, sorry, I'm still new to this whole operation." We looked at each other and burst out laughing simultaneously. It was strange. I suddenly realized that she was an incredibly adorable girl. Being with her, I felt genuinely happy. She was right. The fate between people truly is miraculous. Vivian, too, was indeed worthy of being the Art Academy's campus queen. She was truly beautiful, a kind of beauty that rivaled celebrities. When she saw the two of us, she was completely stunned, thinking it was some new type of scam. It wasn't until Linh Tran calmly pointed at the Chanel 19 bag she was carrying and said, "We also have this bag. Liam Nguyen bought it from France. Did he tell you he bought it especially for you? And that he wanted to introduce you to his family and prepare for marriage? He also took you to Shanghai Disney, Jeju Island in Sanya. For your birthday on August 20th, he gave you a black Birkin bag from H&M last year. For your 1-year anniversary, he gave you over 999 Carolina red roses. Last week, he even took you to see Neja Reborn, and when Neja's mother died, he had tissues ready for you." "Don't say any more." She looked like she was about to collapse, her eyes starting to well up. "What do you two mean by telling me all this? What do you two want from me coming here?" I answered honestly, "What do we want? Of course, we want you to see his true colors and stop being deceived. So what if I'm deceived? Is the money he spent on me fake? Who cares what's real and what's fake? Whether he loves me or not, or loves multiple people at once, I don't care, okay? Linh Tran and I looked at each other, completely unprepared for her reaction. After a moment, she decisively cast aside all pretense and told us directly, "All I care about is his money. I need money, so I won't participate in your plan. And besides," she stood up, about to leave, "I don't care if you two break up with him or not. I just hope he only has me. If he proposes to me, I'll say yes immediately." "No, I just don't understand. Do you love him that much?" Linh Tran also stood up, her voice growing more agitated. "What's there to love about a scumbag like that? Aren't you afraid he might have an illness and infect you?" "No, I'm not afraid. So what if he has an illness? It can't be worse than my current situation anyway." She almost burst into tears and ran off. Linh Tran and I looked at each other, stunned, standing rooted to the spot. We never imagined such a beautiful girl could be so resigned. What had she been through to have such a view on love and marriage? And was she really so desperate for money? My intuition told me that Vivian must be hiding something or carrying some deep sorrow. All these questions were soon answered, because before we could even find number 2, Jane Jiang, the young heiress of the Jiang Corporation, who had an engagement with Nguyen, she actively sought us out first. She even said that she knew about our plan and didn't mind taking it up a notch. She wanted to play big. It turned out that the Nguyen Corporation, where Nguyen worked, was facing a financial crisis and urgently needed a marriage alliance with the Jiang Corporation. But Jane Jiang disagreed. She wanted to seize this opportunity to take over the entire Nguyen Corporation. I even suspected that she herself might have caused this crisis. She wasn't a demoness at all. She was clearly a decisive, thunderous superwoman, truly too cool. "Do you two want to help me?" She looked at Linh Tran and me sincerely. "After this is done, I'll pay each of you 5 million. 5 million? I swallowed, my eyes gleaming. Really, is that true? Of course, I've had enough. In the past, women were forced into marriage alliances far away. Nowadays, women are forced into strategic marriages to consolidate family interests. Why do women have to be tools for men? I want to be at the top of the food chain, to become the one who sets the rules." Linh Tran and I listened, dazed. What should we do? Jane Jiang's appearance made us even more excited, completely ignited. "Okay, we'll do whatever you say." Linh Tran pulled my arm, saying firmly to Jane Jiang. Just then, our phones simultaneously received a WeChat message. It was from Nguyen. We looked at each other without needing to say anything. It seemed the game had officially begun. He texted on WeChat saying he was in a bad mood and wanted to go abroad to relax. However, to Linh Tran, he said he wanted to go to Norway to see the Northern Lights, while to me, he said he wanted to go to the Alps in Switzerland to herd sheep. Everything else was exactly the same. How should we reply? We simultaneously looked at Jane Jiang. She thought for a moment, then told Linh Tran, "You tell him your family is pressuring you to go back to your hometown for a blind date. Say you have no choice and press him about whether he really wants to marry you. If he does, go with him. If not, don't waste time." Then she turned to me. "As for you, just agree to go with him. Ask him when he's leaving, and tell him you need to finish your manuscript first, so you can't meet frequently during this time. After a while, ask him again if he's really going to marry you." We obediently nodded and asked her, "Why arrange it this way?" She said, "First, we can't let him know that you've discovered each other's existence. Second, make him think you all want to marry him, so he lowers his guard. Then, I'll hold the wedding with him as normal. By then." I know." Linh Tran suddenly stood up excitedly. "At that time, we'll all wear wedding dresses and appear together, just like in TV dramas. Oh my God, this is so exciting." We all stared at her with wide eyes. She blushed, smiled, and sat down. Sorry, I got a bit carried away. Where were we?" "Up to the part about holding the wedding normally," I reminded Jane Jiang. "What happens after that?" Then, ring, ring, ring. Jane Jiang's phone suddenly rang. She stood up to answer it, then turned back to us. "I have to go now. Remember to do what I told you and find a way to get Vivian into our group, okay?" "Okay, leave it to us, we guarantee success." Not long after she left, Nguyen replied. He told Lin Tran that, of course, he was serious about marrying her. Lin Tran feigned emotion and asked when they would go try on wedding dresses. He said he'd make arrangements when he had free time. As for me, he said it was no problem, I should finish my manuscript and let him know, and then they'd go to Switzerland together. So, during this time, I raised an eyebrow at Lin Tran teasingly. You'll have to put up with our shared boyfriend, won't you? She made a face of exasperation but resolutely said, Don't worry, for the greater good, I'll endure it. Everything went quite smoothly in the following period. Liam Nguyen indeed didn't suspect a thing when he took Lin Tran to try on wedding dresses. He also swore countless sincere vows to her. My biggest dream in this life is to marry you and bring you home. And you're the girl I wanted to marry from the first moment I saw you. And if this could come true, I would feel my life is complete. Lin Tran recorded it all for us to hear. We were so disgusted we almost threw up, but we had to admit one thing. If we hadn't known about each other, we probably would have genuinely believed we were the happiest women in the world. Because his sincerity was completely unlike acting. If he brought this acting skill to showbiz, he would surely win all the major awards. Of course, he didn't spend all his time just with Lin Tran. He was also very punctual, texting me good morning and good night, asking about the progress of my manuscript, and arranging to meet. He even domineeringly told me, Why do you need to work so hard? I have so much money. Supporting you is absolutely no problem. As for your novel being adapted into a film, I've already arranged for someone to follow up. Just wait and see. Sooner or later, I'll make you a big star. Having such a talented wife like you, I'm truly honored. In truth, he had said such things countless times. In our 2 years together, he genuinely made me feel that he was very serious and wholeheartedly loved me. He both said he could support me and took practical actions to support me. One could say he perfectly fit my ideal type. Handsome, rich, willing to spend money on me, understood me, loved me with all his heart, and was willing to act to give me a visible future. I truly couldn't understand how a person could separate their personality to this extent. It was hard for me to imagine, hard to believe, that someone who loved me so seriously could also love so many others at the same time, making each of them believe they were his true love. No, I couldn't think about it anymore. If I did, I'd probably cry. Well, at this point, thinking too much was useless. It was best to accept the truth calmly. During that time, besides dealing with Liam Nguyen's antics, I often met up with Lin Tran. We never expected that one time we would coincidentally run into Vivian too, completely drunk, at a bar. She was drinking glass after glass, her face flushed, possessing a very seductive yet utterly fragile beauty. Just as I was about to go say hello, I suddenly saw her being roughly dragged away by a middle-aged man. She struggled, but seemed to lack the strength to resist. Seeing this, Lin Tran and I immediately followed. How long has it been since you came home, huh? You have money to drink here, but no money to send me. The middle-aged man grabbed Vivian to's long, curly hair and yanked it hard. You little tramp, have you forgotten who raised you and your brother? If I hadn't been so kind back then, you'd be sold into some alley as a prostitute by now. Due to the intense pull, Vivian to's whole body was forced to look upwards. I noticed a tear silently rolling down her cheek. It was strange, she didn't struggle as if she was used to this. She cursed under her breath, then without a word, lunged to fight him, but she was clearly no match for him. Seeing that she was about to be at a disadvantage, I noticed an empty beer bottle by the side of the road. Without thinking twice, I grabbed the bottle and smashed it hard on his head. Clang, the beer bottle shattered with a sharp sound, breaking the silent night. While he was clutching his head and screaming in pain, I pulled Vivian too and we fled the scene. On a deserted overpass, she looked down at the stream of cars below and told us her story. It turned out the middle-aged man was her stepfather. She and her younger brother were raised by her aunt and stepfather. Vivian too's aunt had treated her reasonably well, but 2 years ago, she died of rectal cancer. Since then, her stepfather started gambling, racking up huge debts, and frequently abused the 2 siblings. What about your parents? I asked with a heavy heart. Didn't they care about you too? They're dead, she said with an eerily calm voice. Killed by falling scaffolding while working on a construction site. After a long silence, Lin Tran cautiously asked, So that's why you need money so badly? To help him pay off his debts? Help him, I wish he'd just die already. Her voice was hoarse, laced with sobs. I clearly need money to save my younger brother. He's sick in the ICU. Without money, he can't even maintain his vital signs. He's my only family in this world. I can't give up on him. Do you understand? We understand. Then don't fight over Liam Nguyen with me, okay? What? We almost couldn't believe our ears, staring at her in unison, astonished. She almost burst into tears, whimpering, screaming at us. I'm not like you two. I worked so hard to be by his side. As long as he's willing to give me money, willing to be with me, I can do anything. But. No buts, she interrupted me coldly. I don't care what you two plan to do, but don't drag me into it. I even hope you two break up with him so I can have him all to myself. Linh Tran and I looked at each other, about to say something, but she turned and walked away. Before leaving, she emphasized again and again, don't look for me again. After returning, we told Jane Jiang about Vivian too in our group chat. She only replied with one sentence. This is simple. Isn't it just a money problem? Liam Nguyen isn't the only rich person in the world. The next day, we found Vivian too at her part-time job. She was working as a car show model, wearing minimal clothing. Many bald-headed men around were brazenly touching her thighs, but she seemed indifferent. Just like before, when she saw us, she clearly showed annoyance. Even when we offered to help her with money, any amount, she just scoffed and resolutely said, Please, don't put on that high-end mighty saintly act, okay? Do you think I can be bought with money? Liam Nguyen not only gives me money, but he also sleeps with me. Besides, his bedroom skills are amazing. I'm addicted, do you understand? Then she almost warned us, if you two really want what's best for me, don't mess with him, not even once. He can only sleep with me. He's mine alone. Are you crazy? Linh Tran was so angry she ground her teeth and swore. Are you that desperate for a man? We can find you as many as you want until you're sick of them. I only need Liam Nguyen. I looked at her, utterly helpless. Don't tell me you actually love him. She paused, then yelled at me, so what if I do? Is that not allowed? I love him so much that I don't care about sharing him with others. Are you satisfied? Now get lost. With that, she turned her back and walked away, looking like an enraged leopard. Damn it! Linh Tran kicked the roadside railing fiercely, cursing. She must have been a starving pig in her previous life, swallowing any man she could get her hands on. Even pigs aren't this indiscriminate. I pulled Linh Tran away and reported the situation to Jane Jiang. She said nothing, only announced that her wedding date was very soon, early next month. This month, Liam Nguyen managed to take me to Switzerland, just as he promised, to herd sheep in the Alps. Although I was repulsed, for the greater good, I still went. I never expected that on the very first day there, he would hold a perfect 10-carat square diamond and propose to me on one knee. At that moment, at the foot of the Alps, cows grazed leisurely. A stream babbled past. Everything was so beautiful it felt unreal. I had described this scene to him countless times before I knew I was just his third or fourth girlfriend. It was regrettable. He had done what he promised me, but I only felt disgusted. Clearly, his wedding with Jane Jiang was imminent, yet he still wanted to propose to me. He simply wanted to continue this illicit relationship even after marriage. He wanted me, Linh Tran, Vivian too, and all the others we didn't even know number 6, 7, 8. He wanted them all. Although I clearly knew his intentions, I still pretended to be incredibly surprised, incredibly moved, allowing him to place the ring on my finger. Then I gently hugged him. He tightened his embrace, lifted me, and spun me around. That night, he wanted to be intimate with me. I said I was on my period and it wasn't convenient. He chuckled faintly. You can't fool me. It's clearly another week away. See? He was still so thoughtful, even remembering my menstrual cycle clearly. But I still risked making him angry and resolutely refused. For some reason, Vivian too's repeated phrase echoed in my mind. He can only sleep with me. Don't you two dare touch him. My intuition told me that this phrase might carry an even deeper meaning. Perhaps we had misunderstood Vivian too. My conjecture was quickly confirmed, but before that, her actions once again astonished us, completely changing our perspective on her. Liam Nguyen and Jane Jiang held their wedding exactly as planned. The wedding took place on a secluded but beautiful island. Although it was a small, private ceremony, Jane Jiang still invited several influential media outlets to record it, ostensibly for memories. Just as planned, at the moment the MC announced the exchange of rings, we all appeared simultaneously in wedding dresses. Not only that, but the large screen behind them also switched from their wedding photos to intimate moments between Liam Nguyen and each of us. The crowd buzzed. All friends and relatives present were stunned into silence. The prearranged reporters continuously snapped close-ups of a panicked Liam Nguyen, who had lost his voice. "Who are you people? I don't know any of you," he almost screamed at us. "Ah, I get it. You're sent by competitors, right? Want to ruin my reputation or destroy the Nguyen Corporation? I'm telling you, I..." Before he could finish, Jane Jiang slapped him so hard that the entire hall fell silent for a moment. Jane Jiang's eyes were red, her voice filled with pain. "Liam Nguyen, we grew up together. We had an engagement since childhood. Ask yourself, have I not treated you well all these years? Has my Jiang family not treated you well? Is this how you repay me?" "No, darling, let me explain." He grabbed Jane Jiang's hand, trying to justify himself. Slap! The second slap landed on the other side of his face. "What else is there to explain?" She pointed to the large screen behind them. "Isn't this much evidence enough? It's all fake. It can all be faked. You have to believe me. I truly don't know them." "Liam Nguyen." Linh Tran lifted her wedding dress and stepped onto the stage, her voice trembling with anger. "You don't recognize me? Was everything between us fake? You yourself took me to the bridal shop. You yourself picked out a dress for me. You even said you wanted to marry me at first sight. Come on, everyone, listen for yourselves if these aren't his exact words. See if I'm making this up." With that, she held up a voice recorder and played the recording from the bridal shop that day. Liam Nguyen was truly panicked, but still stubbornly insisted that the recording could be edited. At this point, I gave a signal. The large screen immediately played the video of him proposing to me at the foot of the Alps. Yes, I had secretly recorded it. At this point, he couldn't deny anything. His face instantly turned ashen, but it didn't stop there. The grand doors of the hotel suddenly swung open. Vivian also entered, wearing a wedding dress. In her hand, she held a folder of medical records containing all sorts of test results. She calmly walked onto the stage, held up the folder in front of everyone and the media. "Hello, I am Vivian, a final-year university student. These are the results of my pregnancy test. I am pregnant with Liam Nguyen's child. He told me he would marry me and give me and our child a complete family. Yet I don't understand why he is holding a wedding with someone else today. Liam Nguyen." She looked directly at Liam Nguyen, her eyes brimming with tears. "Can you explain this to me? Were all the things you said to me fake? What about me and our child?" She spoke with such emotion, acting so convincingly that as soon as the words left her lips, tears streamed down her face. In that moment, I even wondered if she wasn't acting at all and if the pregnancy was real. How could that be? Was she planning to use the baby to force Liam Nguyen to marry her? At this point, the entire hall completely erupted. Before Liam Nguyen could answer, his father, Mr. Nguyen, stormed onto the stage, kicking and punching him wildly. "You scumbag, you've shamed the entire Nguyen family. Do you want to destroy the entire corporation too? I'll kill you." In his extreme anger, his blood pressure skyrocketed. Finally, he collapsed on the spot. So Mr. Nguyen was rushed to the hospital. Mrs. Nguyen cried hysterically, being supported by others. As for Liam Nguyen, he tried to escape, but was tightly surrounded by reporters. Cameras and camcorders all pointed at him, leaving no escape. The repeated section seems to be an error in the prompt, as it is identical to the preceding paragraph. I will translate it as if it were a new paragraph, but assuming it was meant to be a continuation of the previous events or a summary of the chaotic aftermath. Everything happened so suddenly. His mother almost fainted, crying multiple times. His father was hospitalized countless times due to high blood pressure. One could say their family completely collapsed. Most of their large and small companies were acquired by Jane Jiang. From then on, the Nguyen Corporation ceased to exist. Only the Jiang Corporation remained, only Jane Jiang. During that time, she was busier than ever, finally proving to her parents that a daughter could build her own career, not just be a tool for commercial marriage. She was busy with her work, while Linh Tran and I planned a trip to relax. After all, Miss Jane had transferred $5 million in prize money to us, making us feel temporarily euphoric and uncontrollably wanting to splurge. Finally, we decided to go to Antarctica. Before we left, we heard shocking news. Vivian, was also nearing her end. She, was infected with HIV. It could also be said that Liam Nguyen was infected by her. It was rumored that during the company's bankruptcy, in order to raise funds everywhere, Liam Nguyen sweet-talked and deceived Vivian, forcing her to use her body to approach business partners. Even though she was pregnant at the time, for some unknown reason, she agreed. The child was also lost during that period, and the virus was probably contracted then. In despair, Vivian decided to drag Nguyen to die with her, which led to Nguyen being infected. But I still felt that things weren't that simple. Because a long time ago, when Linh Tran and I found her, she had emphasized again and again that Nguyen was hers alone, and we shouldn't touch him. Was it possible that from the moment she knew she was betrayed, she decided to take revenge? Her not letting us touch Nguyen was actually her protecting us. But doing so was too extreme. To even want to perish with him for a man, was it worth sacrificing her life? I couldn't figure it out, so I didn't want to think about it anymore. It was just that not long after we returned from Antarctica, we received news that Vivian too had passed away. She also left a letter for Linh Tran and me. In the letter, she said she was very grateful to me for helping her that day at the bar entrance when her stepfather was hitting her. It was the first time in her life that someone had stood up to protect her. It was also at that moment that she decided to take revenge on Nguyen herself, because there was a blood feud between her and him. It turned out that the construction site where her parents died that year was contracted by the Nguyen Corporation. She approached him to take revenge, but then her younger brother contracted leukemia and needed a lot of money, so she forced herself to stay with him. But Nguyen toyed with the feelings of countless women and, for his own benefit, turned her into a tool for power struggles, even pushing her into bed with his partners. In other words, she had wanted to kill him for a long time. When she found out she was infected, she was even happy. She felt that God was helping her. She could finally drag him to die with her. She wrote that she never expected the only warmth in her life to come from two complete strangers. Thank you both for protecting me, for being willing to help me. I hope we can be friends in our next lives. She also said, don't be sad for me, this is my choice. My younger brother died of leukemia. I have nothing left to cling to. I'm so tired. I just want to be reunited with my parents soon, even if it's in heaven. Besides me, who else could Nguyen have had as a girlfriend? Linh Tran and I hugged each other and cried for a long time. The details we hadn't understood before now had an explanation. So, she wasn't blindly in love. She didn't just want Nguyen's money, she wanted his life too. When we visited her grave, Linh Tran suddenly said, please write this story. I hope you can give Vivian to a happy ending. I don't want her to stay here forever. I nodded. I was thinking the same thing. And so, half a year later, I wrote a novel titled His Fatal Girlfriends, with an ending where the four of us later formed a chat group. Not only did we drain all his money, but we also regularly met to play mahjong. Everyone had been hurt in this relationship, but in the end, no one was hurt anymore. Without exception, we all moved on from the past.